Hey you guys, this is Stoner Couponer here, and you're watching Get Raw. Hey you guys, so first of all, thanks for watching. As you guys know, we are going to have different content. I'm going to have some different content on my YouTube channel, and we've already discussed this in the last video. This Get Raw series is basically my opinion on certain things that I come across on the internet. So today we have a blog post that we're going to be going over. So without further ado, stay tuned. So here it is. The blog post that we will be talking about today. I am severely irritated with this particular post, but I did get introduced to this blog, this particular specific blog post, by watching a YouTube video by a guy named Undoomed. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, I will have a link to his channel in the description below. He did a fantastic review of this article. He was very polite, very kind, and he was very funny, which was a positive thing for me because this blog post itself pisses me off. So let's go right into it. The blog is called Radical Wind. I did kind of extend the frame of this because I wanted you guys to see the link in case you want to check it out yourself. Super irritated. Super irritated. But here we go. Let's just dive right into it. So it's called Radical Wind. I do believe Witch Wind is the person who actually posted the blog. And I only say that because down here there's like 117 responses to it, and a lot of them are Witch Wind in response. But let's go in and talk about this utopia she says is a woman's society. The blog post title is Utopia, What Would a Woman's Society Look Like? And if I was just approached with this question here, what would a woman's society look like? I would probably say that a woman's society would be what we live in the United States now. I don't feel that we are oppressed as many feminists try to paint it out to be. I don't feel that feminism is needed in the United States. I do feel that we do have a lot we have made a lot of progress as a gender, in itself, to make sure that we can vote, that make sure that I can make this video and post it online and not get beaten or, any type of discrimination towards me in the sense that I have a vagina, so I shouldn't be speaking out loud. No, we are past that in the United States, and I feel that we should all be standing for equality, period. I believe that there are lots of situations where men are not equal as women, and there are still situations where women may be a little less equal than men. But I don't feel that we are being oppressed by anyone. So I would say a woman's society would kind of look like what we live in now. We have made, many strides, and we have accomplished and overcame many obstacles over the years. So I'm happy. I am very happy as a woman, as a female Latina in society, to know that I can do this video and I won't get any type of repercussion where somebody comes and knocks on my door and they could just barge in and beat the shit out of me. No, if somebody comes to my door, I will pull out my fucking gun and shoot you between your fucking eyes. And I will have nothing done to me because you have violated my territory. So I don't feel that women are oppressed in today's society in the United States. I do feel that if you are a feminist in the United States, you should go somewhere where you're needed. If you're going to bring that bullshit here where it's really not needed because we're not oppressed, and you want to say some Lacey Green shit about how women are oppressed and how we are still being catcalled and this and that, and that's oppression. And if you want to be an Anita Sarkeesian and talk about how video games oppress, women, I think you should go to Nigeria or maybe Iraq and talk to those women and stand for feminism there. And just simply because that's where it's needed. It's not needed here. But anyhow, I digress. Let's go through this article. We're not going to go in full stride with this article because it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. I'm just going to say that now. But if you would like to read it yourself, you are more than, able to check out this link above and check out the full blog post. So just to kind of touch on some of these areas, all this, hippie loving bullshit she tries to portray a woman's society to be, I just have a couple of points to make. We'll start with the actual social structure. And just for the sake of the article, I did give her a pass on this first paragraph. And it's only because she states, before we do anything, the very first measure is to adopt is to take all men out of all positions of decision making immediately, and actually out of any kind of social professional position whatsoever. Okay, for the sake of the article, yes, if you want a woman's society painted out where women are the core species, I guess, the core gender in this society, then yes, you would have to remove all men. So I gave her a pass on that one in the sense that I'm not going to argue it. But from there on, it all goes downhill. Next, she says, major serial killers, serial torturers, pimps, pornographers, severe domestic violence or domestic abusers, serial rapists, genocide planners, biocide planners, and pedo criminals across the world will simply be euthanized. Whoa. Now, I will say this, and I know that many people who know me, have kicked it with me, have talked to me. I've mentioned euthanization being a legal standpoint for stupidity. I say that there are many people in society that are just plain out whack. They're just whack. Like their thought process, the way that they handle themselves, the way that they take an opinion on society is just whack. And no, I don't agree with all of it, but stupidity in general. Like Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump would be a perfect candidate for euthanization. But yes, if you have been convicted of a major, crime where you had violence towards others, you murdered people, you raped, people, you slaughtered, you tortured, you killed children, you killed mothers, you killed husbands, you did all that shit. Yes. If you are sitting on death row and we haven't killed you yet and you are guilty, then yes, we should take you out. We should just get rid of the tax fucking cost and just do what we fucking convicted you for doing anyhow. If we sentenced you to be killed, then yes, you should have been killed already. There shouldn't be a stay. You shouldn't be able to kick it in prison until your death comes. But as far as pimps and pornographers, pornography is legal. Completely legal. And why are we killing pimps? And why are we killing pornographers? Really? Why? What does that make? How does that make anything a utopian society? Like, let's kill people who aren't really physically hurting anybody else. Now, if the pimp beat his hoes and killed his hoes, then yeah, eye for an eye, bitch. I am full supporter for that. And I'm an atheist. So therefore, the whole eye for an eye in the biblical sense is not what I'm standing for. I'm saying, hey, if you kill somebody, you deserve to hang. You know what I mean? If you rape somebody, then let's take you out to a field and rape you. I'm just kidding. But I'm saying eye for an eye is what I stand for. So yeah, I agree with that. If you killed somebody, if you tortured somebody, then and you've been convicted and you have been sentenced by a group of your peers, then we should kill you. But to say that pimps and pornographers deserve to die as well is a bunch of bullshit. And what about madams and porn actresses? Are you going to add them in that shit too? Because pimps aren't just men. We do have brothels where there are madams that run the women. So are they going to be tortured as well? Going on, she says the decision will be taken by women in a mass world tribunal for patriarchal crimes. Are women going to be punished by this, mass world tribunal of women for patriarchal crimes? Because women commit crimes, period. Patriarchal, matriarchal crimes, either or, crime's a crime. Why do we have to break it down into, these are patriarchal crimes? We don't want to be treated less because we are women, but we are going to call all crimes patriarchal. That's a bunch of bullshit. Going on, I'm getting irritated again. This is by far the best solution and is most legitimate ethical way of reducing male population to more reasonable levels. Why do we have to have a ethical way of reducing male population to more reasonable levels in order to have a woman's society? It's a bunch of crap. You are going to try to step into my home and change my world because I have a husband and a son? And you are going to try to reduce the male population to more reasonable levels. What the fuck is a reasonable level for male population? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32? When do we fucking stop? And since when is having men in the world a bad thing? I can say this, I wouldn't have any one of my children if it wasn't for a dick. I wouldn't have my lovely son if it wasn't for my awesome husband. I would not have the passion for fatherhood and the stance to take for men's rights as well as women's rights if I didn't have a father figure in my life. To say that male population needs to be reduced is saying that any male in my life is not necessarily needed as much because this twat says so. I'm flabbergasted. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to say right now. I am so utterly pissed that some twat feels that in order for it to be a utopian fucking woman's society, you have to remove all men. Anyhow, continuing. I have to chuckle because some of the shit in here is just completely absurd. And this is the majority of feminist stance. And this is what they would portray as being, a utopian society. Carrying on, she does go on to say that, all land will, land ownership will be abolished as well because there would be no land ownership. You can't own land. I don't understand why she's even saying this because if you knew anything, you knew that land ownership is why people came to the West, and that was in order to purchase land and be able to take care of their families off of the land. I don't know how land ownership has any fucking thing to do with being a utopian society. That is fucking stupid. And she's fucking stupid. All men at least above 15 or young, if very asocial, should live separately from women and children on their own in small huts or studios, isolated from one another and scattered around so that women can keep an eye on them. My one initial question after reading this far in this blog post is, when was the last time this bitch got some dick? Honestly, when reading through this article, I actually took notes, and I'm just going to show you guys some of the notes that I took. Okay? And this was in trying to create, a rebuttal or like a response to this article, but I decided to do it a totally different way. Okay? So I started taking notes, and then I just got fucking irritated. And at this portion of this article where she's talking about, abolishing land ownership, I straight up put, land ownership led people to the West in order to be able to purchase land and use that land to take care of their family. Now let's strip land ownership, and how does that make a utopian society for women? Killing men makes a utopian society for women. Taking land from men and giving it to female is a utopian society? For who? For women? Did we take a fucking vote? Because last time I checked, as a pussy possessor, I did not vote to have the village idiot create the blueprint. This is crap. This is straight fucking crap. And in all honesty, as I continue to read the article, I can say this. When she straight up says that we need to strip the men out of the home to not have any contact with their mothers, their sisters, their daughters, I take that with everything else that she says as a threat of terrorism. You are talking about walking into people's homes, mothers' homes, and taking their husbands, taking their sons, and putting them in different places where they too cannot run in groups or packs, because that would be illegal in this fucking bullshit utopia. You are talking about wrecking and torturing women by removing their loved ones. And basically separating the family dynamic that they have built together. Just because you want to sit in your fucking Birkenstocks and not get dick. That's your choice. Maybe it's that you do want dick, but you can't get it. Just a word or a tip to the wise. If you want dick and you're writing shit like this, you're not gonna get what you want. She continues on to talk about how penis and vagina, or PIV, would be illegal too, so sex would be a no-go in this utopia. I guess V on V would be the only... VOV would be the only way you could get your kicks off, or, whatever. You can't have sex. And it would be up to the mother, the woman of the house, to decide when her son can leave. So if there's some twat-ass mom out there that's like, hey, I'm tired of being a mom, I want to go party with my girls, because we're all women here, right? Us women, we're finally living in our utopia. So I want to go kick it with my girls. Son, you're 7, get the fuck out of my house and fend for yourself. It is my decision and I say it's so. That doesn't make fucking sense. And where is that ever going to be okay? When is that ever okay? Just because the mom thinks her son is mature enough, we will be allowed to kick their asses out and go live in huts or fucking studios by themselves. See, if I was to do that to my 7-year-old son, I would be in jail for neglect and abuse. Because that's what that is, you dumbass twat. Continuing on. I'm not going over this family, child raising, reproduction bullshit. She talks about how we were going to play around with our eggs and try to make more people with combining 2 eggs together. 2 obviously non-fertile or non-fertilized eggs, because in order to fertilize a fucking egg, you need sperm. And sex is illegal, and I'm not down for getting pregnant with a turkey baster. So, yeah. I'm not even going into all this. Schools, she's talking about, no more teachers. We're going to be called guiders. Okay, hippies, what the fuck ever. Going on to social structure between women, I will tell you right now after reading this, and I'm going to read it to you as well. This is never going to work. Never. Because women are bitches. Women are hateful. Women are vindictive, deceitful, and manipulative. by nature. And we're good at it. We're very good at it. And yes, I said we because I am a fucking pussy possessor. I am a woman. And I know that I am very good at being vindictive, being manipulative, being deceitful, and the shit was not learned. It was natural. So, here it is. All relationships of authority, domination, and subordination will be abolished between all women of all ages. We will be able to recognize each other's strengths, expertise, guidance, and capacity or lack of, without it implying superiority, inferiority, venerations of lack of respect. We would find each other beautiful. We would live our friendships, love and affection for women unhindered. Now, I've watched Bad Girls Club. I'm actually a huge fan of Mob Wives. This shit's never gonna fucking happen. Women fucking can't stand other trifling bitches. Just like I have issues with having female friends unless you are going to keep it 100% real with me, and I am going to keep it 100% real with you. The fact of the matter is that a majority of women in this society nowadays, and has been since I was like in high school, we don't know how to keep it 100. We are so fucking fake out there. Women, in general, are too worried about what other motherfuckers think about them that they can't be 100 and they can't be real. So that's why, and this isn't all women. I'm not saying, I'll throw it out. It's a fucking stereotype, whatever you want to talk, whatever you want to call it. Okay? As being a woman who has associated with women a majority of her life and was raised in a matriarchal household. Yeah, buddy. My mom ran everything, and I can tell you this right now, it was not the best fucking idea. So if my parents had a chance to go back before they took that time fucking jump, I would let them know, let dad run the fucking household. We were raised in a household where we made about $120,000 a year. Pretty decent middle class home in a small town of Roswell. And my mom made all the decisions in the fucking house, and my dad was a devoted husband that loved her. So he stood by her decisions. Worst fucking decision ever. So, as far as women, coexisting with other women, and that's all that we have around, you're gonna have a lot of fucking war going on. A lot of bitch fests. A lot of fucking cunts talking shit about other fucking cunts, because that's what they do in society now. What makes you think that if you take all men out, it's gonna fucking change the way that women are? It's not. I gotta take a bite of my chocolate. Men's institutions, all oppressive male institutions, will be abolished after men have been retrieved from them. So we're just going to herd them like cattle? How fun. Going on, no military, no more army, no more wars. This is probably going to be the last section that I actually go over on this article. There's still a lot more. But I could give two shits about it because this bitch is full of shit. And here, right here, is going to be the main source of proving that she is fucking stupid. No more military, no more army, no more wars. It would be illegal for men to hold weapons. Here's the downright stupid statement. Global peace would be the immediate consequence. The fuck it would. Global peace would not be the immediate consequence, and in fact, war would be the immediate consequence. You take away our defense system in our society, what makes you think that Iraq won't come over here and try to take us over? What makes you think that global peace is going to be the outcome of removing all men in our society and sticking them in little huts around the world? You would be opening us up to vulnerability. You would make us a vulnerable society because, believe it or not, women are vulnerable. Men are vulnerable. And if you take our defenses from us, we are left with death. How is that global peace? You want to try to do this type of fucking blueprint for a woman's society in the world? You are going to fail. The fact of the matter is, you guys, I decided to go over this blog post because, yes, this might be a very extreme case of feminist propaganda, of feminist bullshit. But the fact of the matter is that I want to actually reach out to these feminists and be like, not all women feel the same. I'm a woman, and I'm for equal rights. Not just for women, but for everyone. Okay, so I have to say that blog post really, really irritated me. And it irritated me to the point where I've already got some irritation going on for feminists in general, and these third wave feminists that come out and they want to state that we're still being oppressed and that we have multiple issues in our gender that we have to deal with in today's society. Well, the fact of the matter is that I sit here as a business owner. I sit here as a woman who owns a business, a woman who is able to create videos and put them on YouTube without having any type of punishment for doing so. Nobody is knocking on my door telling me to jump back in the kitchen. Nobody is telling me I can't be what I want to fucking be. Because in all honesty, I actually have two educational degrees, all in IT. I have worked in the IT industry for the past 6 years, and I have made myself pretty well known in those companies that people who I used to work with still come up to me and say, it hasn't been the same since you left. So I did that by my work ethic. I did that by my knowledge, and I did that by my skill set, and showing that all three combined, including my attitude towards being a person in the IT industry that just so happens to be a female. All of those together created the position that I'm in, the ability that I have to actually help people nowadays with my nonprofit organization and, with my, cannabis-related businesses. This has nothing to do with oppression. This has everything to do with my attitude and my willingness to put the, actual effort into creating these. I'm not oppressed. And neither are you if you are a female in the United States of America. I do suggest that you take your feminism somewhere where it's needed. There are multiple countries out there that we could do this, feminist exchange program. Let's get it going. Let's send Lacey Green to fucking Nigeria. Let's send Anita Sarkeesian to Iraq. Let's put them in places where they are needed. Because this bullshit blog is not needed here. That is not a resolution. That is not a utopia. Equal rights across the board, men and women. And if that is what you stand for and you claim to be a feminist, then when we do finally have complete and total equal rights, do not cry about women need this and women need that. Because guess what? We really don't need any special treatment, though we have been receiving special treatment for years. There are multiple men in today's society that go through rape, abuse, domestic violence, and yet you do not see the men's battered shelter down the street, but you sure as fuck see the woman's battered shelter, and the other one, and the other one. There is a stance that needs to be taken by women in the United States today. We are not oppressed. Oppression of women don't reside here. They don't live in the United States. We have made multiple strides in our society to be able to do what we do now. I'm able to sit here and record this video with a camera that I bought. I didn't have to send my husband to go and get it. I didn't have to have my husband set it all up because I'm the IT geek in this family. And believe it or not, I was raised, like I stated before, in a matriarchal household. And in a way, my household now is somewhat matriarchal as well. I have been the sole breadwinner for my family, but that was by choice. And that right there, in me stating by choice, means that we do have the right to go and be the ones working while our husbands are in the kitchen. We do have the right to say what we want, walk around naked with slut shaming and rape culture fucking bullshit. And not a single motherfucker is gonna tell you you can't. We have made a lot of strides in our society, women, and we need to start making strides together for men and women, both, not just women, because women aren't oppressed in the US, but they are in other countries. So, I say this. I'm a woman for women's rights. I'm a woman for men's rights. And I am a woman for complete and equal rights for all. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like this video. Comment below and let me know whether you do or you don't. Give me a like or a dislike. Also, you can follow me on Massroots, Twitter, and Facebook. Always gotta have some. Till next time, my toasties. Have a great day and stay cool. One love. Peace.